Hey there, this is Vin and Pip's channel. Today we're just going to be flicking about a little bit, and we're going to be talking why the Christian churches have gone apostate and they're so far off the beaten track that you just wouldn't believe. I mean, from blaspheming his name to not keeping the Sabbath to not doing his commandments. You name it, you couldn't go further wrong if you tried, and then they're not teaching people what the Bible actually says. So we're going to be flicking through. We're going to start off in Matthew 15. So I'm going to be reading 15 verse 9. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Now, if we go to 2 Thessalonians, right, if we go 2 Thessalonians 11, yeah? So it says here, and for this cause Jehovah shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Now, a lot of the people don't realise that righteousness is to keep the Ten Commandments. So they had pleasure in not keeping the commandments. So if we go back to Matthew 15:11, 15:9, but in vain they do worship me. So they do worship him, yeah? But they do it in vain, yeah? Teaching for doctrines the commandments of men, right? So they're not teaching God's commandments, they're teaching the commandments of men, which is their own vain imaginings. Like their righteousness is, they see a guy on the street and he, is covered in dirt, homeless, and they'll walk past him and scowl at him. He'll walk into the church and ask for the scripture, they'll kick him out. They'll look down their nose. That's that self-righteousness that the church has got, where it's absolutely got no right whatsoever to be self-righteous like that, because they're blaspheming his name, they're not keeping his covenant, they're even worshipping on the wrong day, so that they're not keeping the Sabbath day. So they're pretty much going against everything that it says in the scriptures. So again, we'll go 2 Thessalonians 11, and it says, and for this cause Jehovah shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not in the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Now that's the commandments of men. So they kept the commandments of men. Yeah, that's unrighteousness. Now, let's go to Romans 10. So, Romans 10, 1-3. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Jehovah for Israel, that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of Jehovah, but not according to knowledge. For they, being ignorant of Jehovah's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Jehovah. So these people again are worshipping with a zeal, yeah? So they've got a zeal for Jehovah, but not according to knowledge, yeah? It's according to their own, again, vain imaginings. So, I mean, this is why they're apostate, because they've made up their own fluffy world, if you like, of what they should be doing, which is not keeping his covenant, his commandments. It's not even, his Sabbath day is called the set apart day, yeah? So it's one day that's set apart from all the other days. So it can only be one day. So it's no good saying, oh, well, Yeshua's the Sabbath now. No, it's a set apart day. That means set apart, yeah? Just like his name is set apart. His set apart name, his set apart day. Don't you think that might be important then if it's set apart? So I've heard feasters saying, oh, we're keeping it on Sunday now because, and then we're keeping it on Monday because the calendar's no, it's a set apart day. That means it can't just jump from Saturday to Monday, because obviously there's only one day, so you can't just change it whenever you like. And then you've got obviously the people doing it on Sun God Worship Day, who's the Christian churches and all them lot. So so Romans 10. But I bear record of them that have a zeal of Jehovah, but not according to knowledge. For they, being ignorant of Jehovah's righteousness, his commandments, and going out to establish their own righteousness, their own commandments, have not submitted themselves unto, you could replace it with the covenant of Jehovah, the righteousness of Jehovah. Now, if we go to go back to 2 Thessalonians 9. Hang on, 2 Thessalonians 11. So, and for this cause, Jehovah shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness, had pleasure in not keeping his covenant. So it's all saying the same thing. Now, we'll go to Revelation 12:17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make more war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Jehovah and have the testimony of Yeshua, Messiah. So, who's the dragon going to war with? He ain't going to war with the Christian churches, because he's already got them in his handbag. He's going to war with the ones who keep his commandments and have the testimony, who publish Yeshua, Messiah, right? That's who he's going to war with. So, why would he go to war with people he's already got in his pocket? So it's the commandment keepers that the great dragon wants to come and war with, isn't it? The ones who are against him, because none of these people are against him. You know, they're not doing what the Father said anyway. Now this emphasises on the commandments yet again. Revelation 22:14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter through the gates into the city. So, if you want to enter in through the gates into the city and have right to the tree of life, then you better keep his commandments, hadn't you? I mean, it's just again. It's everywhere. You could go on all day, really. Psalms 172.
No, Psalms 119.
My tongue shall speak of your word, for all your commandments are righteousness. So what that's telling you, that when it says righteousness, it's referring to his commandments. My tongue shall speak your word, for all your commandments are righteousness. So before, when we were reading, they kept their own righteousness, that means they're keeping their own commandments and not the commandments given by the Father. Anyway, just a quick one about why the churches are so far gone. But as we all know, none of them will listen. Well, most of them won't listen. Hopefully some do. Till next time.